From the PEP Radio Newsroom, we have this news from the U.S. House of Representatives. The House passed this year's final batch of spending bills on Thursday as lawmakers still smarting from last fall's record 43-day shutdown work to avoid another funding lapse for a broad swath of the federal government. The four bills total about $1.2 trillion in spending and now move to the Senate, with final passage needed next week before a January 30th deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown. Three of the bills had broad bipartisan support. They funded defense and various other departments, including education, transportation, and health and human services. A fourth bill, funding the Department of Homeland Security, was hotly disputed as Democrats voiced concerns that it failed to restrain President Donald Trump's mass deportation efforts. Republicans were able to overcome the Democratic objections and muscle the Homeland Security bill to passage in a 220 to 207 vote. The broader package, which funds a 3.8% pay raise for the military, passed in a 341 to 88 vote. Before the votes, House Democratic leaders announced their opposition to the Homeland Security bill as the party's rank and file demanded a more forceful stand in response to the Republican president's immigration crackdown. Trump's efforts have recently centered in the Minneapolis area, where more than 2,000 officers are stationed and where a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer named Jonathan Ross fatally shot Renee Good, a mother of three. In a joint statement, the Democratic leaders said Trump promised the American people that his deportation policy would focus on violent felons in the country illegally, but instead ICE has targeted American citizens and law-abiding immigrant families. Taxpayer dollars are being misused to brutalize U.S. citizens by ICE agents like Jonathan Ross, including the tragic killing of Renee Nicole Good. This extremism must end, said the statement from Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic whip Catherine Clark, and Democratic caucus chair Pete Aguilar. That's what we're reporting for now from the PEP Radio Newsroom. I'm David Moore.